right, welcome to the deep dive. You sent over the rundown from the latest WWE SmackDown, the one right before WrestleMania 41 kicks off in Vegas.
Yeah, that's the one.
And look, we're not just going to read results. Our mission today is to really get into it, figure out what these moments actually mean as we're, like, hurtling towards the big one.
Exactly right. And looking through your notes, this wasn't just, another weekly show. It felt very deliberate.
Right.
Like they were specifically trying to ignite the final countdown was the phrase used, wasn't it?
Yeah, perfect way to put it. Okay, so let's break this down. It really felt like every single segment was, like, strategically placed, feeding right into these WrestleMania storylines.
Mm-hmm.
Got a lot to cover. There was the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal, the big chaotic scramble.
Horses.
Then that tag team turmoil match, which went kind of sideways.
Oh, yeah. Unexpected.
Randy Orton drops up a huge announcement, some big moves in the women's division, too. Then this, like, totally random tag match pops up.
Right, out of nowhere.
And then capping it all off, that super intense face-off,
Yeah.
Cena and Rhodes. Whew. It's like all the pieces were clicking into place for Vegas, yeah.
It really feels like it. Think of it as the final act setup, laying all that groundwork for the big spectacle. Let's kick off with that Andre the Giant Battle Royal.
Okay.
26 guys, right? Raw, SmackDown, all thrown in together. It's always this, like, frantic, star-studded brawl. And this is the 11th time they've done it, so it's kind of got its own tradition now.
It has. And it came down to Carmelo Hayes and Andrade. And those two, they've already got some heat, right?
Oh, yeah, there's history there.
And the notes mention Hayes getting the win, tossing Andrade out. The crowd noise must have been something.
It usually is for those final moments. But what's interesting here, I think, isn't just that Hayes won, but maybe why they had him win against someone like Andrade, a pretty established guy.
Yeah, just the thinking there.
Well, becoming the 11th winner, putting his name on that trophy. It could be a signal, right? A deliberate move to maybe elevate Hayes, give him that rub, that credibility boost. Is this maybe the start of positioning him higher up the card?
That's a good point. Planting a seed for the future, maybe.
Mm.
Okay, let's shift to the tag teams. Because that was, well, something.
Definitely not straightforward.
We had the Street Profits versus the Motor City Machine Guns for the WWE Tag Team titles. On paper, that sounds like a, potential show stealer.
Absolutely. High expectations for that one, given the teams involved. But then came the curveball.
The Laiwai, Gargano, and Ciampa, they just
Interfered and then some, caused a no contest, stopped the whole thing.
And this is the wild part, they just picked up the belts and walked out, like literally took the championships.
Yep, just scooped them up and left. You don't see that often.
No. So what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Heading into WrestleMania, the tag titles are just gone.
Well, that's the chaos they've injected, right? It throws everything up in the air. Are the titles even going to be officially defended now? Or has DIY just completely blown up the whole tag team picture for Mania weekend?
It feels like they've forced their way in somehow. Like maybe setting up a multi-team match or something?
Could be. It feels less like they want a street match and more like they want to create maximum confusion and maybe, sneak out with the gold amidst the chaos. It's a classic disruption play.
Yeah, creates a ton of uncertainty. Okay, then. Randy Orton.
The Viper.
He comes out. Crowd goes nuts, obviously. And he announces he is competing at WrestleMania. His 20th WrestleMania.
20. Just let that sink in. Incredible longevity.
Seriously. But the big thing is, he didn't name an opponent.
Exactly. Just threw it out there. An open challenge, essentially, for WrestleMania number 20. And now everyone's buzzing. Right. Who steps up?
Speculation must be running wild. I mean, who do you even picture standing across from Orton for such a huge milestone? A legend. A rookie.
Yeah.
Someone else.
That's the genius of it, isn't it? It creates instant intrigue without needing a long feud. Just Orton's star power and that big question mark. It could be anyone, really. That's what makes it kind of exciting.
It really does. Okay, let's talk women's division, because there was a lot happening there, too. This wild promo segment, as the notes called it. Rhea Ripley, IYO, Sky the Champs. Then Bianca Belair, Naomi, Jade Cargill. All in the ring together. That's a powder keg.
Absolutely. Serious star power. Both champions, top contenders, and, the force that is Jade Cargill. It really highlights the depth they've got right now.
And it felt like it was teasing something big, maybe a multi-woman title match. The tension seemed really high.
It definitely hinted strongly in that direction, didn't it? Putting all those pieces on the board at once usually means something significant is brewing for the titles at Mania.
And then sort of on the undercard maybe, but still significant. Selena Vega got a win over Chelsea Green.
Yeah, bit of an upset, maybe. And with that, super code red off the top rope. Pretty spectacular finish.
The notes made a point of saying, don't sleep on Vega.
And that's key, I think. A win like that, especially right before WrestleMania, it gives her momentum. It reminds everyone, locker room included, that she's dangerous. Maybe it positions her for something more significant down the line, or even just a bigger spot at Mania itself.
Could be. Keeps things interesting for sure. Keeps you guessing. And speaking of guessing, back to the tag teams. Kinda. Another surprise popped up.
Right, the impromptu match.
LA Knight teaming with Braun Strowman against Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu from the Bloodline.
Yeah, apparently it kicked off from some backstage brawl, classic wrestling setup.
And GM Nick Aldis just makes the match right then and there.
Exactly. Sees the heat, capitalizes on it, puts this kind of random but intriguing team of Knight and Strowman against two really tough Bloodline members.
It just adds to that feeling, doesn't it, that anything can happen right now, especially in that tag division. Total unpredictability heading into Vegas.
For sure. It feels like alliances are shifting, new threats are emerging. The whole division just feels really volatile in a good way, for excitement.
Totally. And then the main event.
Yeah.
The big one. Cena. Rhodes. Face-to-face, finally.
Yeah. The moment everyone was waiting for, described as a red-hot face-off.
And it sounded like it lived up to it. Not just talking, but like real verbal jabs.
Oh, yeah. The notes mentioned harsh words, personal shots. You could just feel the history, the emotion, the stakes for their WrestleMania match really escalated.
It definitely sounds like it got personal.
Very.
And then it got physical too, right? Cena went for the attitude adjustment.
Yep, went for his big finisher. But Rhodes countered. Hit the crossroads.
Oof. Leaving Cena down the ring. Yeah, it's quite a statement to end the show on.
It's a massive statement. It's not just words anymore. Rhodes physically got the upper hand, left Cena laying. That sends a clear message, doesn't it? He's not intimidated. He's ready. It makes their Mania match feel even bigger, even more must-see.
Yeah, absolutely. So, wow, okay. Wrapping our heads around all this, looking ahead to WrestleMania 41 in Vegas, this SmackDown definitely did its job, didn't it?
Or for sure.
We've got Hayes with this big potential launching pad win. The tag division is just complete chaos thanks to DIY. Orton's got this huge milestone match, but no opponent yet.
Right.
The women's division is stacked and possibly heading towards a massive title clash, these like surprise tag teams forming. And that Cena-Rhodes feud just got intensely personal and physical. The hype level for WrestleMania definitely feels like it just got cranked way up.
Couldn't agree more. This wasn't just moving pieces. It was like deliberately shaking the whole board, creating suspense, creating questions, making it super clear that WrestleMania 41 is going to be, well, unpredictable. It was the ultimate hype builder.
Yeah, it really was. So as we finish up this deep dive, gotta ask the listeners, out of all these stories heating up Hayes, DIY, Orton, the women, Cena, Rhodes, which one has grabbed you the most?
Good question.
And thinking about how personal things are getting, how many surprises we've already seen, what other twists do you think might be waiting for us? On the rest of the road to Vegas, or maybe even at WrestleMania 41 itself, it really feels like we could be in for something. Well, unforgettable.